Hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. So as I've stated before, I recently left a city that I was born and raised in, that I had quite a bit of success in, but it was always under the control of my parents and other individuals that were attached to my parents, and them basically manipulating and affecting my life and direction. They wanted me to be of use to them, how they wanted me to be of use to them. And they did not want me to be happy. They did not want me to be successful unless it was going to benefit them, unless they got their way, unless they had the control over my success, so that they could then use it against me. They manipulated friends. And this goes back to junior high, elementary even. Definitely in high school. They manipulated and used neighbors. They manipulated and used anybody that I was interested in having a relationship with. They needed to have control without it being known or aware that they were the ones in control. But I knew the whole time that they were playing games in my life. God showed me a lot of the truths early on. They just could not read my poker face. Shout out Lady Gaga. They couldn't read my poker face. But I saw a lot of the truth in their behaviors and their actions, as well as people that were around me, because when these people were around me, they were blessed. In one way or another, they were blessed. And they loved that. They enjoyed that. They took advantage of it. They abused it. They tried to manipulate it. They knew early on, through a former friend named Josh, that I want to have a relationship. Preferably, honestly, authentically, with a man. I always naturally gravitated towards men. Didn't matter what age I was. And it was not because I was a homosexual. I'm a bigender woman. Comparable in a lot of ways to a hermaphrodite. So if you know, or if you understand anything about that, then you kind of understand what I'm talking about. I'm not on the homosexual team, let's just put it that way. Nor am I on the transgender. I'm on the spectrum associated with, but this is information, this is something that my own parents were aware of when I was a toddler. They were well aware of this, but they did not let me know. They did not say anything to me. In fact, one of my parents actually got off on withholding this information from me, because if I knew this information, I would be even more so confident in going in the direction that I wanted to go in. You see, she had someone that she knew, or that she was aware of, that could act as a handler. His name was Michael. I gave him the nickname Papa Bear. The other day, yesterday actually, I was looking on YouTube and I came across this video where this bear cub was wrapped around this guy's leg, and the guy was the one that saved him from basically danger. Saved him from danger. So this bear cub basically said, I'm attached to you. I'm loyal to you. You're mine. I'm going wherever you go. You protected me. You kept me safe. Well, my parents did any and everything they could to keep me from feeling protected and safe in their home, around them, especially in my late teens. They wanted to have control, but they didn't want me to know that they wanted to have control. So they engaged in behaviors that were very wicked and deceptive and cruel. They wanted me to feel as if I needed to be attached to them in order to be safe in this world. By doing so, that would give them control. That would basically be me saying, I relinquish control to you. I relinquish control to you to control my day-to-day, control my activities, control this, control that, so on and so forth. That's what they needed from me. They wanted me to willingly give them control, not them forcefully taking control. But I wouldn't do it. So they enlisted Mike, Papa Bear, so that he would be a handler. And that would allow them not only access to me when they needed or wanted me around, but it would also allow him access to blessings and gifts being attached to me. He knew what I was dealing with at home. I shared it with him, and he was already aware. Very quickly after meeting with Mike, I would say less than a month, I was moving in with Mike. And between the time of us meeting and me moving in with Mike, my parents basically turned up the heat, turned up the toxicity. They turned it up so much that I was running away from their house to the Montrose just to get some peace, just to find some relaxation. And come to find out, I was going around a lot of sinners, a lot of wicked individuals that saw me as bait. And Mike was the person that was going to save me from all of that, keeping the wicked away. He was a warlock himself, as well as a covert narcissist. So a lot of people were afraid of Mike. They knew exactly who Mike was. They knew what he was capable of. Nobody messed with Mike. Nobody. He was in a lot of ways a guard in the Montrose area. He was an elder. If a lot of those walls in the now coffee shops that used to be bars could talk, they would share a lot of information about Mike. If a lot of those bookstores were still open and they could talk, those walls could talk, they would tell you a lot of things about Mike. He got around. But because of the relationship that I wanted and desired, he could not engage in those behaviors with me, at least not me knowing he was engaging in those behaviors. So pretty much the entire time that we worked together over the 2 decades, he was still playing around, engaging in certain activities with certain individuals within the community. And my intuition told me, and I know every time I brought it up to him, he was thinking in his mind, how the fuck does Joe know what I'm doing? It's like, at the time, it's like he knows exactly what I'm doing. Because it was a constant upset, constant anger with me in regard to him, because I could tell he was doing something, and he was trying to keep it from me. And he didn't want to tell me the truth. You know, Air Force analyst, you know, as he was in the Air Force, an analyst, you know, he had to keep a lot of secrets. He was trusted to keep a lot of secrets. He was good at keeping his mouth closed in regard to the truth. But towards the end of his life, he exposed quite a bit to me. So I left Houston. I didn't want to leave Houston because Houston was my home. But unfortunately, my parents and siblings and a lot of other liars and manipulators decided and chose to slander my name because I distanced myself from them altogether, because I basically told them I knew what they had been doing and what they were engaging in, and that I had known for many years. Do you know how that makes a person angry? Knowing and or thinking that they've been cloaked and shielded from being found out as to what they did against you since a toddler, and you were aware of everything, and they thought that they had kept that a secret, that they were so clever and so, you know, that pisses people off when they found out that they've been exposed for years prior to when they, you know, and a lot of them, they didn't know. They didn't know that I knew everything that I knew. People are starting to backtrack. People are trying to flip stuff around, trying to correct things that they did and correct things that they said. They turned my life up the fuck side down, trying to destroy me. Some of them for sport. Others because they were jealous or envious. Including my parents. Some because they wanted what God had blessed me with to go to them. And if I wasn't there, if I was dead, it would automatically go to them. Wrong. You know how many times they tried to kill me? Put stuff in my food? Witchcraft? Voodoo? Hexes? Curses? Spells? One of the last things that they tried to do was fuck with my beauty. Fuck with my attractiveness. Health problems. Putting stuff in my food, give me health problems, health issues. Poison in my coffee, in my beverages. Using me in experiments. My own doctor. God said, never look back. Don't return. He's about to do some things in that city. Confirmation. That is going to turn the lives of individuals up the fuck side down, just like they wanted to happen in my life and caused in my life. They did not want me to leave. And they were trying to force me to stay. Because they actually want to see me homeless. On the streets. Walking around aimlessly. They wanted me to be addicted to drugs. They wanted me to be an alcoholic. They wanted me to look disheveled. So even reaching out to certain stylists I went to for years to assist in me getting my hair done, they didn't want to help with that because I would look good. And they know that when a person gets their hair done, gets a haircut, gets their hair washed and cleaned and maintenance done on their hair, that resets a person's energy and can propel them. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you're going to go out there and you're going to basically tackle whatever you have that comes your way. They didn't want me to look good. They didn't want me to feel good. They hurt God's child. They abused God's child. They attacked God's child. And they laughed and enjoyed every fucking minute of it. What did God do to the city that crucified His Son, Jesus Christ? Do you not think that He does that for His chosen children? Now I'm thinking about that song by Amory. I'm the only one. Ha 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 ha. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one of God's chosen children. I know that. But I am one of God's chosen children. And people know that when they attack one of God's chosen children, the backfire that can come from doing so. So a lot of people will choose not to do it. But if they were lied to, then a lot of people would do it. And then regret it later when they found out the truth. And that's currently what's happening in Houston, Texas right now. A lot of people that attack me, whether at career or neighborhood, or business, or whatever, they realized they were lied to. And that they attacked one of God's chosen children. And they're wondering why things are going bad in their lives. Why everything is not working out the way they expected. Well, dummy, You attacked one of God's chosen children. What do you think's going to happen? These are people that forced a wrongful termination against me because they knew that what I was doing as a career was what I was called to do, and they did not want me to be successful and or have continued success or level up in that career. So they wrongfully had me terminated. Conspired evidence, conspired, manufactured evidence. And God allowed them to do it because these motherfuckers were not going to stop. They kept coming and trying this and stalking. My own fucking manager was stalking me in my neighborhood. He was following me, harassing me. And even he didn't know that I was aware of what he was doing, and I was. I didn't say anything about it because I knew God was going to deal with him when the time came. Well, ding dong. Guess what? Time is now because I'm out of Houston. I'm out of the area where they wanted me to stay so that they could bully and attack and make me suffer even more. They ultimately wanted me to take myself out. And what was the reason? Jealousy, envy, hate, prejudice, and money or greed. You lose. God wins.